Hello everyone, my name is Denis, my last name pronounced Tuchin. I suppose it maybe not so obvious. Today I will share my experience, my 5 years experience with LeSS framework in the largest bank in Eastern Europe. Has anybody heard about LeSS framework? I will tell a little about it, okay. To be polite, let me introduce myself. I started as a Scrum Master in 2011, and in 2014 I became a full-time Agile coach, and over the last 6 years I'm helping several LeSS groups and one LeSS huge group with 28 teams. My today's story is just a little part of big story of Agile transformation in this bank. We had about 100 tribes. Do anybody know what is tribe? Yeah? It's okay. It's something like maybe department in your company, which is in one part of your business, for example. And we had about 1,000 products and about 3,000 teams. Of course, several products consisted one team, and several products 28 teams. Today stop. Oh, okay. Today I will cover 3 topics. One, this is the benefits of LeSS framework for business people. It will be interesting for these products who develop with several teams. The second is what to do with extra middle managers. It's more interesting for big corporations who have to move from hierarchical systems to quite flat structures. And the third, this is about monetary motivation, bonus systems, how to do that it's not be against the LeSS framework. Let's start with okay. Let's start with business benefits. This is maybe you know the main problem for business people that when they working with software development, it's not enough flexibility. Even they work with Scrum teams. I will tell example. For example, you have one big product which is developing by 4 teams, just basic Scrum teams. Every team had own product backlog and of course own product owner. And suddenly the urgent work appears, but only one team specialized in this type of work. But they could not do this in time, but another teams could not help them because they have own priorities, and of course another teams specialized in different parts of product. And we had an angry manager who responsible for all this product. Yeah, a familiar situation, yeah? Okay, and what's LeSS framework suggests you? If we have only one product, we need only one single product backlog. And of course, we need cross-cutting priorities for whole teams. And if we have only one backlog, we need only one person who prioritizes. True product owner. It's not the title, true product owner. It's just a meaning. That's this real product owner because we have only one product. Craig Larman and Buzz Wardy, the authors of LeSS framework, say that it works perfect for products within 2 to 8 teams. If you had more, you could use less huge framework, but let's focus today on product up to 8 teams. With a single product backlog, you can be sure that each team is working on the most important task at the moment. How it works? Let's why not? Let's consider an example. We were developing mobile app for bank deposits. One team developed deposit opening, and the second team deposit closing. And it's not. Suddenly, a national bank issued a new law, and the first team became overloaded. And if we would not do this task in time, bank could get a penalty. And this moment we understood that cross-cutting priority for our product is the way to go. Yeah, every team doing the most important things for business. Yeah, and business people very like this idea with single product backlog because they could change priorities every sprint, and you don't need balancing overloaded because every team could do anything from backlog. This is main idea of LeSS framework, and this is the favorite thing about LeSS for business people, and they buy this framework for this. But the question arises, what to do with our team product owners? The main idea, don't be hasty to fire extra managers. I know several companies who didn't fire them, but suggest find new roles, new positions in company, but them faced some problems. For example, one Czech company did away with team lead role. They didn't fire them. They suggest team leads change their position. But team leads felt they were demoted. And of course, most of them quit. And majority of teams were not mature enough to coordinate their own work without yesterday's team leads. And most of them could not make architectural decision without experienced colleagues. Of course, when we start LeSS, managers must delegate their work, their responsibilities, their power, but they must do this smoothly, not like this. The main idea of LeSS that you could not abandon managers, but the role of the manager must be changed. This picture illustrates that what's responsibilities of true product owner, of teams, what could do Scrum Master, and we see here that managers responsible for creating a good environment for teams and product owners that they could do their work as best way as possible. And what about real cases? It's good in theory. What about my experience in this? I will tell two solutions. One deal with dev team tech leads, and one for team product owners. Let's start with dev team tech leaders. In my experience, in all cases, these guys was in the beginning were against the LeSS. But I could separate in two categories. The first category gives sound objections, but ready to discuss this. The second category make dubious arguments against the LeSS and unwilling to discuss this, and so on. And the most bad thing about this, they threatened others and higher managers that if they quit or if change anything, everything fall apart. To address this resistance, I met with these managers one-on-one. The first category of managers initiate this meeting by themselves. For example, I went to another office to meet with this manager, but when he saw me, he approached to me by himself. Another manager initiate 5 one-hour meetings every week. She was very hostile. She brought many objections against LeSS every meeting, but every hour meeting she left with resolved her concerns. And in the end, this type of managers understand the value of change and became the best ambassadors for their teams, better than me, because they know better their teams. They could become dedicated Scrum Master of several teams in LeSS group, or competence leader in their area, software developer or analyst. But with the second category of managers, everything, and after the first or second meeting, and even they start to avoid me after this meeting because they don't have real arguments. They just want to save their status quo, their power, and so on. And in the end, you have to fire this manager, higher management fire this category of manager, or they quit by themselves after LeSS transformation because they understand they are useless in this setting. In both cases, team performance was grown after LeSS transformation. Of course, with managers of the first category, it was better. Let's go back to our team product owners. In my experience, there are two types of team product owners. One is this business guys, and the second, IT guys. Business guys, in most cases, I suppose maybe in all cases, used to report to our true product owner, and it's very helpful to reduce resistance from this, because if you sold LeSS framework to our true product owner, he could persuade his or her subordinates. And of course, this true product owner is an experienced manager who knows what to say, to whom, to overcome resistance. Part of these team product owners combine responsibilities of product owner, team product owner, with management in other department, and after LeSS transformation, they stay a manager in another department, but became an external stakeholder or external expert for our product teams. And if in other cases, they just became a customer experience expert within the team. With IT guys, it was quite simpler. They become a competence or community leader. Community leader is just a term from LeSS framework. That's why I use both terms. Because in most cases, he or she already fulfills this role in product group, because, or more, maybe it could be just a most experienced business analyst. And very often she or he is happy to free from this administrative work, and because they could focus on their favorite areas of experience, not about this, not real product owner work, just maybe project coordination work. We talked about managers, but what about regular employees? What about bonus system? The most old large corporation have bonus system. Who have bonus system in his company? Your company? Oh? Not so many. Oh, okay, maybe it's not so interesting for you. But let me explain it in short terms. Okay. It's from legacy time when management was believed that bonuses help motivate employees working better. But Peter Drucker, who know Peter Drucker? Oh, interesting scientist, proved through research in 1916s, and Carnegie Mellon and other universities proved with another researchers actually in 2000s that knowledge workers don't work more efficiently when promised a bonus. Unfortunately, or fortunately. Employees slightly motivated immediately after paying bonus, but it's about a month, not more. Promising to pay a bonus at the end of year or in the end of quarter does not increase efficiency. Your worker could work more, but I think we all know that if employee works a lot, he makes more mistakes, and it's not what we want to do, what we want to see. Developers can code for 4-6 hours a day. This is just a physiological fact. We could not do anything with this. Then other time they spent on meetings, on talking to colleagues, or just pretending to work.
Coffee.
Coffee, yeah. Yeah, of course. Smoking. Is it another meeting? Yeah. And we understand that promise and pay more or pay for overtime won't lead to achieving our product goals. Yeah, because we could get more mistakes, our backlog start growing, and so on. But if you have bonus system, what to do? And of course, in big corporations, don't want abandon from this bonus system as well yet. What to do with this? That this bonus system don't harm your LeSS transformation. Let's discuss this. First thing, what you need to do, it's abandon individual performance estimations, because teams achieve common goals. Why you estimate individuals? If you set individual goals for team members and they all achieve their goals, you may not release the product. For example, tester goal, find as many bugs as possible. Analyst goal, create as much documentation as possible. And developer goal, release feature as quickly as possible. Does it seem that individual goals could threaten it, could contradict each other? But even if they don't contradict, the sum of these team members' goals will not result finished product. That's because common team goals stimulate collaboration. For example, we have common goal, release our product or release new feature. And if developer and his or her work, he could help tester if the quality assurance engineer have some difficulties with testing his code, or may even help with test automation. Because if software tester didn't complete his work, they all, as a team, didn't get a goal. And this is for Scrum teams, regardless less, yeah? Because if you have bonus system, the bonus should be connected with team goals. But in the last group, new challenges arises because, for example, you have a department with 100 people. You can pay bonus only to 30 people. This is standard limit in big corporation. It's limit number of people. I don't know why, but they do this. You have one product group with 50 employees, and what you should to do if they do their job good? I don't know. Yeah. And you had another two products who could work well too. The most logical solution is limit bonus fund, not a number of people with bonuses, but just an amount. You will pay no more money in this case, but you could distribute in whole team participants, not team, just product, whole product participants. But in the big corporations, nothing happened with the snap of the finger, and you sometimes need some temporary clutch For example, you could give bonuses in the group by retention. For example, first quarter to the first team, second quarter to the second team, and so on. And of course, it's temporary before you implement the long-term solution. To sum up, LeSS allows flexible planning in your multi-team context. LeSS discover toxic and useless managers. Interesting. Yeah, and if you want to get all benefits from LeSS, you must change your bonus system. Here are some resources about LeSS and about motivation. Maybe some of this familiar for you. And I will share my presentation. You could subscribe me in social media. Thank you for your attention. Any questions?
I have one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That was a great insight. I've heard a lot of criticism when it comes to SAFe. Now, we're scaling up Scrum here. What are your thoughts on scaling up Scrum in form of LeSS? And when we talk SAFe and the criticism on SAFe being prescriptive, how can organizations go forward in terms of both these frameworks?
You mean this less too prescriptive? Yeah. Yeah, it's true. In my experience, if you have one product with one goal, it's more helpful. But of course, you could, in my experience, in 3 of my LeSS cases, I don't tell anything about LeSS, my product groups. I just taught them basic Scrum. But in one moment, initiative people from my group became to me and asked, we are doing the same product. Why we don't have single backlog? And oh, yeah, it's a good idea. And I suppose if you grow Scrum values, Scrum mindset in your product groups, they evolutionary comes to LeSS.
Thank you.
Not working?
Thank you.
Maybe.
Hello, thank you. It was nice. I would like to know that you mentioned about bonus in LeSS, it should be a team. So if in a team, in every product release, should it be the bonus for every product release or every quarterly or 6 months bonus system for the employees? I would like to know. You mentioned about the bonus, for the team. Suppose you are in a team, we work for the team and for the release, and we have to complete one release. And it should be for this release bonus or quarterly or 6 months or yearly bonus. I would like to know.
You mean if they release every month, pay bonus every month?
Yes.
If you will read the book, the last book, there are many interesting researches about paying bonus after getting a result, not at the end of quarter or end of month. That just after reaching the result. Yeah, it's work better than just a promised bonus.
Should it be the product going to live what this one is one of our product?
Work well if we, as a product, achieve a goal and maybe achieve more significant results than we expected, and we maybe earn more money than we expected. It's a good idea to pay bonuses for your team. Yeah. But of course, it's have to be proportional their salary, not you work good, you not. No.
Hello.
Hello.
At first you mentioned about single product backlog. So, and different teams will have product owner and manager, means Scrum Master or team lead. So, we have Scrum artifacts, means product backlog refinement, sprint backlog refinement, DSM, retro. So, those will be a common artifacts or those will be separate. Because all of the team are following one single product backlog. So how the Scrum artifacts will take place if this is a big product team? Yes.
As I understand, you mean if teams specialized on their part of, yeah, no?
That means suppose there is 5 teams for a product. And they are all following one single product backlog. So how the backlog refinement will take place? It will be a common product backlog refinement meeting for all the team, or it will be separate? Because there will be chaos, because there will be some dependencies, there will be some cross-platform things, some back and front and back and forth. So is that will be separate meeting or a common meeting? If there is common meeting, that will take a longer time.
Yeah, I understand. On this side, there are 2 ways to refine the backlog. In my experience, I suppose in all cases, we made a common meeting for all teams. This, of course, need to facilitation for this. My favorite type of facilitation when you make small groups. In each group you have members from every team. For example, you have 5 teams and you make maybe 4 groups, and every group you have 1 or 2 team members from each team, and every group refine some user story from backlog, and after that every team know every feature from every user story from backlog, and on the planning they understand how to choose from backlog.
Okay, so that means all of the team members need to have a representative to represent the team.
Yeah.
And every team member will have a product owner, and every team will have a Scrum Master separately, or there will be a common Scrum Master for 5 team or 4 team. This is my second question. Every team will have a common Scrum Master, or there will be a separate Scrum Master for every team?
It depends. In cases when we have only 2 or 3 teams, it could be only 1 Scrum Master for them. But if we have more than 3 teams, Scrum Master worked. There are several Scrum Masters. LeSS says that it could be 1 to 3 teams for 1 Scrum Master. Thank you for question.
Can you please stand back to what this means? And then you go back. Please.
3 slides
Yeah.
here.
So you mean bonus should be distributed to all teams, right?
If your product achieves the goal, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So there might be 2 or 3 teams. One team may perform highly, but one team may have low performance. So what about the distribution there?
What problems?
There are 3 teams, for example.
Mm-hmm.
One team may perform very highly,
Mhm.
and one team may perform in a very low manner. So what about the bonus distribution?
Uh, when money could not motivate people, remember? And if we see some low motivation in teams, you have to discover why they low motivated and increase their motivation. It's not about money, unfortunately. Yeah, and of course, and this the main idea of this, if some team, for example, doing their features and understood that some risk appear, then other teams have to help this team because they do all the common product. Yeah, motivation is not about money. Sorry. That's all.
Okay, so thank you, Dennis.
Thank you.